Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed. Today we have X-Men 97 figures. I've been looking forward to opening these for a while. We have Storm, and if you know, you know. Storm is my favorite character. I bought a pack of X-Men cards not even knowing what X-Men was when I was a kid. And the first pack had a holographic Storm card inside. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with her. I also bought her original action figure at a mall. And it came with the X-Men comic book when it was back in the 90s. It was X-Men #1. And I fell in love. And then, of course, the cartoon came out, and I was even more in love. So, these are based on the new X-Men 97 cartoon that will be premiering on Disney Plus. Same day this video is out, actually. So, if you didn't know that and you have Disney Plus, go check it out. I think it's going to be really cool. It's a continuation of the original cartoon from the 90s. We also have Gambit, Rogue, and Jean Grey. Jean Grey is actually from the second wave of these figures, and Rogue and Gambit and Storm are all from the first wave. And here is the back of the packaging. These are all the figures in the first wave. Now, if you saw my previous Deadpool versus Wolverine video, I opened up this Wolverine figure, and I have him right here on standby so he can hang out with everybody. And that way you can see all of them together. Now, I do have Magneto and Bishop, but we will be opening those two up in a future video, like a part 2, because this is basically part 1. Let me show you Wave 2. Wave 2 has Magneto in an alternate costume, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Goblin Queen, and the Executioner. Now, I do have Nightcrawler. I don't have the other 4 yet. I was hoping to have Cyclops for this video to go with Jean, but maybe he's been detained. You know, maybe a Sentinel got him, because I can't find him. So we'll see. Maybe they can rescue him after I get them out of their packaging. So we also have Rogue and Gambit, which I had to do together because, you know, they have the whole forbidden love kind of thing going on. So we're going to start out with Storm, since she's my favorite. And the packaging on these, it's not as easy to open as some other figures. But here is Storm's barcode if you want to look for her. This first wave, you can still find a lot of them available on Amazon. They're not on Target. I don't know about Walmart. But they are also on Hasbro Pulse, which is Hasbro's direct website to order from. So these are really kind of interesting to open. They don't really open like a normal Marvel Legends figure would open. You kind of have to rip the packaging. It's kind of sad because then you know, if you like keeping the packaging, you might want to just keep them in the box. So I will say it's difficult. I'll open the first one with you guys, but the other 3 I might open off camera. Alright, so that wasn't actually too bad. Alright. Oh, I lost her hand. Where did you go, hand? There you are. Alright, so she comes with only a pair of hands. So my one complaint with these figures, and you'll notice it, Gambit comes with playing cards and his bow staff, which that's awesome. because you can't really have him without those. Rogue comes with an ungloved hand. Jean comes with an alternate head, which is really nice. Now, I really wish Storm would have come with an alternate head with her long hair like she has in the original version of the cartoon, because she barely came with anything. And I'm thinking the money for her figure went into this soft goods cape, which feels really kind of cheap. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So she didn't come with any lightning bolt effects. It's really kind of disappointing, to be honest. But here she is out of the packaging. She's got her mohawk, which is very cool. And it even has like a kind of a ponytail looking kind of thing in the back. Now the cape, it can come off if you take her hands off to put the other hands on. And I do want to take this fist off and give her the open hands. So it looks like she's using her powers more. So these just pop right out. And I haven't had a lot of issues with them breaking on Marvel Legends figures. So hopefully yours, if you have this, will also just pop right out. Alright, so now I do have other Storm figures in my collection. I have a lot of Storm figures since she's my favorite character. And so you could give her like lightning bolts from another figure, and I'll even probably show that later in the video. So here she is. She's going to summon some lightning. Now because of her ponytail, her head can't really go back very far, unfortunately. And then she has her lightning bolt earrings, which look kind of weird. They're not really like very pronounced, so that's kind of disappointing. But she does have the torso articulation, so she can pose that way. She has the shoulder articulation. She only has the single joint and not a double joint in her elbow. And she does have the thigh joints, just like most Marvel Legends. But she does have the double jointed knee. So you can get some really nice dynamic poses like she's flying. So that's kind of cool. To make her look like she's flying, you're going to need like a stand, obviously, that kind of holds her up in the air. So that is Storm. Now let's put her next to Wolverine. If we can get her to stand. So she definitely is a little difficult to get to stand, I think. There we go. Okay. Alright, so hands I'm going to put over here so we don't lose them. Now, let's open Jean next. Jean Grey comes with alternate hands. So she comes with like hands where she looks like she's using her powers. And she comes with, excuse me, she comes with an alternate head with her hair out. Whereas this is more of how she looked in the original cartoon with the ponytail in the back. Here is her barcode. Now this one I did find recently at Target along with Nightcrawler. And they were the only two figures they had. The only two characters they had too. And she unfortunately couldn't find Cyclops to go with her. So alright, so I think we're going to just try to open these all on camera. Maybe, maybe not. If you can split the cardboard, that can help. Actually, there we go. The cardboard kind of splits, and then that way you can pull that out. Okay. she has a funky smell to her. I was like, what is that smell? And her hands are actually taped into the packaging. Storm's were not, so that way you don't lose them like I did on the floor. Alright. So here is Jean, straight out of her packaging. Now, this Jean has a really awesome face. I really like the way they did her face. She's got her ponytail, which does pose. That is pretty cool. She has the same articulation as Storm, but she has the double joints in her elbow. So that way, I think they did that so that you can use her hand to kind of look like she's using her powers. So let's try that. So, here. Looks like she's using her psychic powers. That's pretty cool. Now, she has... Oh, her ponytail just popped out, but it goes right back in. So, now, she doesn't have the same articulation as Storm, where the joint is right under her chest. She actually has a waist joint. And I don't think I've ever seen this in a Marvel Legends figure that turns and goes back and forth. So that's kind of cool. Her legs all have the same articulation as Storm. So these are a little stiff, I will say. So you might want to warm them up with a hairdryer just so you don't break the figure. But there, now it looks like she's floating in the air using her psychic powers. Which I really wish they gave you stands with these when they gave you characters that are known to fly or float or whatever. So there's that. Let's try her alternate head on. I'm just going to take the ponytail off to make this easier. And we'll show you the face once we get it put back on here. There we go. That didn't really snap into place like I kind of hoped it would, but it is on. So here is her alternate head sculpt. That's really nice. I'll probably keep this one on it because this is the Jean I remember from the comics. And I think she just looks really good with her hair out like that. All right. And I think that's how she looks in the new cartoon from what I've seen in the trailers. I will put a link down below in the description for a couple of the trailers that I have seen for the show. And I gotta say, I am impressed with the animation. And they got most of the voice cast back from the original. It's going to be epic, I hope. Alright, so here we have Gambit. Now, he does come with his coat, but it doesn't look like you can take it off because it's like kind of part of his arms, at least. His arms are the coat. So there's his barcode if you're looking for Gambit. Now, I originally got all these figures at... where was it? I think I may have ordered them from Hasbro Pulse or either... No, I think I ordered them from Target, actually. So... And I think I found a couple of them at Target just out shopping as well. Alright. So you can definitely try to hunt for these if you like going toy hunting, which I really love going toy hunting. But just be warned that you might not find them. I've been searching for Cyclops using what they call the DCPI number. And you use that on like a Target not so much the website, but there is a website called Brickseek, and they have different parts of their website for different stores, and they have one for Target, and you can put the DCPI number in and you can search for an item, but none of them have Cyclops in their database. So here is Gambit. He looks pretty amazing, to be honest. I have all these characters in their older Marvel Legends forms, and I think these actually look so much better. Now, he does have the pink stripes on his legs. I was hoping he would. That's very classic Gambit. And then he has all the same articulation, it looks like, for the most part, except for he has the ab crunch joint right here. So he can do like that. And then his waist also turns too. And then his legs have the, these are the pin joints. I think these are just the legs from his original figure, to be honest, because they're very specific to him. And then he also has the ankle joints, and he even has the thigh joint, or not thigh. Well, he does have a thigh joint, but he also has this like boot joint, which the other two figures did not have. And then because he's wearing a jacket, he only has the one elbow joint, but he does have all the other articulation on his shoulder. And then he even has the hand ready to hold the card, which looks like that. That's pretty cool. Now let's turn it the other way so you can actually see it's an ace, I think. Is it an ace or? Yeah, it's an ace of hearts. Nope, he dropped it. You might have to use some like tack to get that to stay in his fingers for an indefinite period of time. And then he has the hand ready also to hold his bow. So there he is holding the bow. It's very cool. Now he comes with one alternate hand, and this is the same hand that's holding this card. So let's try that out. And this one looks like he's throwing the cards. So that is pretty cool. And that has the other three aces. The ace of diamonds, spades, and clubs. That's pretty cool. I like that attention to detail, giving him all the aces. Alright, so we'll stand him right here. Put the accessories over here so we don't lose them. So last but definitely not least, we have Rogue. I will say my Rogue's face looks a little crooked or something. I don't know, one of the eyes looks smaller than the other, but even us humans aren't perfect, so we can't expect our toys to also be perfect all the time. That's for sure. She definitely doesn't have what I'm used to seeing on Barbie faces, where it's very wonky. So, heaven forbid, though, that we get a figure that's all wonky. It happens. Alright, so those were actually way easier to open than I thought they would be, doing a bunch of them at the same time. Definitely a lot easier to open than a lot of other toys can be. So Rogue's kind of in the same boat as Gambit, where she has the same articulation on the arms because she's wearing a jacket. And then her head actually is very poseable despite having the long hair. So here is her face. And it doesn't look too bad on camera, I will say. It's just the one eye looks like they didn't paint it all the way to the... It's this eye on this side. It looks smaller. Which I might be able to fix that with a tiny bit of paint. I often try to fix up my figures. Now, she has the same joint on her chest as Storm. So that's nice. And then she also has the double jointed knees, so she can look like she's flying very well. But yeah, these joints are definitely tough. They're a little stiff, I mean. So she's got, oddly enough, they packaged her holding a glove, but also wearing a glove. So let's fix that and give her the gloveless hand. And that means you need to take off, there's this little glove piece. So that's going to need to come off as well. So it looks like she's not wearing any part of her glove. And there we go. Now she looks like she's about to absorb someone's abilities, because that's what her mutant power is. And I didn't actually mention everyone's mutant power, and I guess I should go through that. Some people might not know what X-Men are, but I feel like if you're watching this, you probably know. So, Rogue can absorb people's powers. She has flight, super strength from absorbing Miss Marvel's powers. At least in this universe, she still has all that going on. And Gambit can charge objects, but he usually does it with playing cards because they're easy to carry around. Rogue does not want to stand up. Her feet are very stiff. It's been a struggle to get Rogue to stand, and I have like her one foot kind of at a weird angle, and then that allowed her to stand, and then of course now she won't. So I don't know why she doesn't want to stand. It kind of feels like one of her legs is longer than the other. Also, the feet on Rogue click, like you can feel them click, so they don't want to stay like in between those clicks, and I think that's where she needs it to be to stand. There we go. We got her to stand. That was a struggle. Okay. All right. Where were we? I was telling you about their powers. So Storm can control the weather, which is why I wish she came with some lightning bolt effects. And then, of course, we have Wolverine. He just has healing factor and claws. So obviously he has his claws. And if you want to see me unbox Wolverine, he's in the Deadpool versus Wolverine video, which I will share a link to. And he did come with some, like an alternate head and a couple alternate hands as well. So there you have it. X-Men 97. I know I'm excited. I'm going to be watching it tonight. Definitely when it premieres. The first 2 episodes are premiering. I'm very, very excited. So every Wednesday on Disney Plus, you can watch X-Men 97. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and taking a look at some X-Men 97 figures. I know, like, for me, they're some of my favorite characters in the comic book world. And I'm really looking forward to them being a part of the MCU. And I just hope that we get some really different versions than we've seen in the Fox X-Men movies. Now, I did really quickly want to show, here's Magneto, who will open in part 2. And then we have Bishop, which I'm very excited for this figure. He looks fantastic. He even comes with a gun. So they definitely gave him the accessories that he should have. And then last but definitely not least, I love Nightcrawler, and here is Nightcrawler. So that one I'm very excited to open up too. So you'll see those in part 2 next week, and we can talk about X-Men 97 in the comments if you want to talk about it, but no spoilers, please. And I say that, and now everyone's going to post spoilers. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and hit that bell button as well for notifications. When I put videos up every week, you'll be notified. Membership info, I have a link down below in the description if you want to become a member of my channel, and you get a little bit of perks, not too many. You get early access, and you get emojis and a badge. So I think it's pretty cool. I made all the badges and the emojis myself. Let's continue the conversation down below. So take care, guys. I love you guys. Bye.